at the Limavady Work House, also known as Roe Valley Hospital, and I am standing on a road way back in the day when it was the workhouse. Many people have walked this road to that black door, and they were at death's door, and many would prefer to die and lie starving in the ditches than go through that black door. So it is no wonder that this building is one of the most haunted in Northern Ireland, and also so are the grounds. Now, I intended to do a filming along the coastline, and I lost a lot of daylight, and I got a little bit lost. So to make up for it, I decided I would stop off here, because this area is quite beautiful. It's got a lot of haunted history as well, but it is beautiful grounds. The original stables are out the back. The last time I filmed here, when I reviewed the footage, I could hear horses, and I actually could hear horses with my my ears, and no horses around the area at all. So not only is the inside of the building haunted, but the grounds are haunted as well. So I am going to roll the camera. I'm not going to switch off, because if I switch off, I divide this film up into separate files, and I can't put them back together. So I'm just going to keep the camera rolling. But hopefully you will see how beautiful this building is, and the grounds and that. And if you hear anything or see anything, let me know in the comments down below. So let's get this going. Doing this first building in way back in the workhouse day. If a family arrived up this footpath, this road, and goes in through them doors, the family, once they go through them doors, they're divided up, and women go on one side, men go on the other side, and then children over a certain age were then divided up as well. The children were often used by local farmers for labour. They would come in, they would see what was the healthiest ones, looking for the strongest and healthiest ones to get a day's work out of. And that is why it was called the workhouse. Later on, when it was converted into a hospital, there was a doctor whose name slips my mind. She lived here in Limavady in a large house, went to work every morning on a white horse, and she was well liked here. She died somewhere in the 1930s when she fell off her horse. The ghost of the doctor is said to have appeared when somebody died in the building. There also has been the cries of a baby inside this building. People have been scratched. There has been sightings of paranormal activity on the grounds. But if you're not into the paranormal, it is a beautiful building. So we're going to have a look around. And as I'm looking around, I'm going to try and remember the name of the doctor, but when I filmed here last, I did hear the sound of horses. I did, you know, and the sound was quite close to me, and I did pick it up on camera, and nothing there, you know, but that's the entrance building that I says earlier on, where people first come in the days of the workhouse. They do paranormal investigations here. One of the YouTube clips, if you're looking for paranormal investigation of this property, is a program that was aired on television many years ago, called Northern Ireland's Greatest Haunts, and it done an investigation inside this property, and they did pick up really great evidence. And actually, they did pick up an apparition of somebody outside coming in, and when they looked outside, where they seemed to have come in was a wall. But one of the staff members here said originally there was a door where that apparition went through. So a lot of activity in this area, you know. It is a massive building and it's kept very well, and it's quite beautiful. As I said, if you hear anything out of the ordinary or see anything, leave a comment down below. Very often when you're in haunted locations like this, it's more sounds than anything else. But when you do hear sounds too, it is very important that you debunk them first. Try to find logical explanations for them. I'm in a dead end here. It's a little enclosed area here. But as I said earlier on, I lost my light. I was heading later into the day. I took a wrong route. I took a wrong road. Got a bit lost. But we did see the downhill beach, and we seen that lovely temple and the bishop's house. You know, if you haven't seen that, go back and have a look at that if you get a chance. It was quite a lovely location. I intended to do more filming along the coast, but I was losing light, and I decided to play it safe, come back here and film around here, you know, because I was just losing time and losing light. So I'm going to turn you back around, because you're here to see the scenery, not to look at me. As I said, I'm just going to keep the camera rolling, because down here is where the stables used to be. As we can see, modern day doctors with cars. Way back in the day it was horses, and this doctor had a white horse, and most likely kept it in the buildings down here while she was at work. Another fact about that doctor was she used to come into, she had a very big house in town here. But what she used to do on Christmas Day is she used to bring herself and her daughters here into the hospital to spend time with the patients rather than being at home. So she was a kind woman, you know. This area around here is the stables. I think it's converted into accommodation or offices or something like that, you know. But as you can see, a lovely stone building. Monday to Thursday and Friday. Little garden centre, folks, on the grounds, possibly run by the patients. By patients. I can't get around this way, so I have to go back. Big chimneys there. I have to go back. So yeah. That building over there possibly was Staples, and the doctor that I was speaking of, her horse would have been here at one stage, being looked after while she was looking after patients. There's a little yard in there and a garden and stuff like that where it's all converted up. Over there where that green gate is, there's a sign on it saying stable house or something to that effect. I can't go over there because there's two people talking there, so I can't actually go over there. But that gives me the hint that, you know, that area was a stable area way back in the 1920s and 30s and that, you know, and way back in the day, you know. So I went to, as I says, I went to Dunhill Beach and that area around there, and because I've got mobility issues, the amount of walking that I did eventually got to me, so I couldn't do any more than what I did. So I had to drive back, and you know, I got a rest in the car a little bit, and you know, so you know, timing just brought us here, you know. So the last time I was here there was lots of cars around. It's very, very quiet today. I'm going to have brief periods where I'm not going to say anything at all, and I'm going to be as quiet as possible, because there is times where sounds are picked up on audio, so I will be at times being very, very quiet, you know. It's not that I've run out of things to say or anything, but sometimes things do be picked up on audio. With this. Original steel windows. Apparently you can actually do tours of this building if you ring up and book. So and just type into your computer Roe Valley Hospital, you know, and you get the phone numbers and the contact details and stuff like that, you know. But I look forward to the day I get into this building, because I've wanted to get into this building ever since I seen the documentary on the television. And the name of that documentary, folks, is Northern Ireland's Greatest Haunts, Limavady Work House. And thankfully it went from television to YouTube, so it was actually when I was walking along here. The last time I was here, as I was walking along here, I could hear horses very close by me. I looked around and couldn't see anything, and I just I went on taking photographs and filming, because I actually seen a little squirrel running along the road here. And I really thought nothing of it until I got home and I reviewed the footage. And to me, the sounds of the horses just did not. The sounds of the horse did not make sense. Sounds of hoofs on the road. But it does make a bit of sense, because, you know, if staff were coming in here on horses, they would have taken this road because the stables are up this way, you know. So you know, so I was really interested in getting back here again to have a look, you know. And sometimes I've taken videos and they haven't been very interesting until I put a pair of headphones on and there's unexplained sounds, you know. And that can very often happen, and you can very often miss it if you don't go through your footage carefully, you know. Willow Group entrance. That is people talking, folks, don't worry about that. What is this? Big chimney stack. Don't know what that's for. Possibly, I would not like to think what they used to burn in there. It's most likely an incinerator for, well, it is a hospital. I don't need to explain what they might have burned in there. I'd rather not talk about it, to be honest. Where am I? This little tower is quite nice, isn't it? Maybe I'll get her on and I'll show you that that gate. No, probably not. It's been kind of a strange day. I started off, it was very sunny and calm and quite a nice day. And then I'm on the way back from my last location. I'm driving through the mountains and there's snow everywhere. So I went from sunny to snow. It was like driving from Florida to Canada or something, you know. There was just a big change in weather, like. But thankfully we had a good day today, you know. And as I says, if go back and have a look at the footage of the Bishop's Gate and the temple and the beach, which the name of it slips my mind now, but it was a good day out, you know. Some days I don't get out, you know, with I've got fibromyalgia and I sometimes have a lot of pain, you know. But it is going, I know it is going on a little bit long, and I'm sorry that I can't stop and then, you know, go to another location and start again. I can do that with my my phone. Can't actually do it on this. Once I press pause, it just it converts what's already been taped into a file of its own, and then I can't put the files together. So as you can see, we're starting to get dark and starting to get very cold. So obviously the pathway wasn't paved like this back in the day, but back in the day, in the days of the workhouse, if you were in a bad enough state to have to come out through that black door and walk up this pathway into that building and be separated from your wife or husband and your children, there was a chance, a big chance, that you would never walk back out out of here, you know. Many people died, you know. There is a pauper's graveyard around here somewhere. That is included in the paranormal investigations here. I don't exactly know where it is, but this is the door. I don't know if it's the original door. I don't know if it's the original door from way back in the day, but this is the pathway of many occasions, a path of no return for the people that had to come through here, you know. So, you know, many of us can count ourselves lucky for what we have, you know. But as you can see, absolutely fabulously kept, and a beautiful, in proportion building, and quite big. And I can't wait to get inside that building. And someday I might join one of the paranormal investigation groups or something, and you know, they do have events and things like that, and sometimes the what do you call it, there's little events going on, paranormal events, and very often at that location, and someday I might get to go. Oh, a big weeping tree. It's massive. But you know, the grounds not only inside the house, but the grounds itself have paranormal activity in them. So you know, that's why I'm walking around the outside here. That tree quite possibly could have been there from way back when it was a workhouse, because it's huge. Absolutely ginormous, so it is. But as I says, folks, if you hear anything strange or see anything that I miss, leave a comment down below. Folks, I hope you enjoyed having a look around Limavady Work House. You know, I'm interested in beautiful buildings, not just paranormal and ghost stories, but I'm interested in beautiful places and beautiful buildings, and that is one of the beautiful places. It just happens to be a pretty haunted location. So I will leave it for now, folks, and make my way home and get this footage up. But as it says, hope you enjoyed having a look around, and sometimes my trips that are unplanned are the best ones, you know, because I don't even know where I'm going myself, you know. So I'll show you around again. As you see, pretty nice. I'm going to leave it for now, folks.